Hi there, and welcome to Intricacies, a series dedicated to teaching you the finest aspects of Azir. Today, let's talk about soldier placement. Soldier placement is the most important part of playing Azir properly, as sand soldiers are your main source of damage, mobility, and zone control. Learning to properly handle your soldiers can boost your win rate with Azir exponentially. Let's start off by learning how to properly control your soldiers in the lane. As you see here, I allow the minions to settle before placing the soldier. This is very important because if you place your soldier before minions settle, they can line up in an unfavorable way and you'll be left with a suboptimal soldier placement. After minions settle, I find the best place for my soldier, being able to hit as many minions at once as possible. Also, keep in mind that a master at placing soldiers in lane can clear an entire wave with one single soldier as shown here. After I clear the melee minions, I use my Q to line up my soldier perfectly to take the ranged minions. I am able to do this because I waited for the minions to settle and spotted the best place for my soldier, keeping in mind where my soldier can hit the most minions at once, and, when I place it there, if my soldier can then be sent through the ranged minions and be able to hit all three of those as well. There are a lot of ways that minions can settle, so let's go over the basics of this so you can apply it to your games in any situation. As you see here, minions form two rows of three. This works well for us because we can then use the most optimal soldier placement. Think of the order like a Z. We first start at the bottom left hand corner of the Z and work our way up to the top right. We place our soldier at the bottom left of the Z and attack across three minions. Once the melee minions die, we then Q across. The reason for this is that we get to hit the ranged minions as we cross over it and we get our soldiers in a zoning position on the enemy laner, here. We then attack across once more, finishing the Z and clearing the wave. Now let's learn how to take your knowledge of soldier placement and turn it into kills during the lane phase. Let's view an example from a real game. You'll notice first that I place my soldier before the minions settle. I do this because I'm preparing for an all-in combo. I place my soldier back where the ranged minions will be when the wave does settle. I then back off to avoid suspicion and begin acting like I'm just farming and pushing the wave. TF then falls into a false sense of security and I take advantage of it by using my drift combo to engage on him. Let's recap once more the steps that go into this all-in. First, place your soldier where the ranged minions will be when the creeps settle. Next, back off from the soldier and begin clearing the ranged minions to make the enemy laner think you're just fast pushing. Next, wait for them to step into range of your soldier and engage on them with your drift combo. Wall them back and kill them or force them to blow summoners. Finally, let's talk about a very advanced way of placing your soldiers outside of the lane phase. This is one thing I've never seen another Azir do properly and consistently throughout a game. We'll use an example where you want to make a pick on the enemy in the dragon pit. You have two options. The first option, and the less favorable option, is to place your soldier behind them, drift in and push them over the wall. Though this may work, in theory, it lets the enemy know you're coming, giving them time to react, and also allows the enemy team to see you and lock you down before you get to their teammate. Option 2 is the best option, but it takes much more skill at drifting. I place my soldier over the wall out of vision of the enemy. This way, if I drift in, the enemy won't be able to see me until I'm already on top of them. As you see, this drift is much harder to perform, but has a much larger payoff. Thank you all for watching episode 2 of Intricacies. If you enjoyed, leave a like, and if you love me, you can check out my Patreon linked below. I hope to see you all next week for episode 3 where we talk about the intricacies of Emperor's Divide.